Yes. Well, my grandfather on my mom's side, he used to have an antique store. On there, we'd go to downtown LA. I've been here for 5 years now, really trying to decipher what do I want to share? That seemed like the natural inclination, but that's not what I was sitting around doing every day. And so my real passion was in this way of sharing. As you know, in building brands, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a new chapter for Netflix as well from the CPG side. And really, when you link it to on the content side, not on the commerce side, these are relationships and friendships now. Or a partner in this way that I have, that's a very big relationship to take on.
It really is.
What I wanted to have as an offering for so long. The fact that they trust my final judgment is great. Making it up as you go along, as you say, which I think, true, most people are doing that. Imposter syndrome is when you're posturing as though you know everything. Mm-hmm. And so watching those metrics happen in real time, I set my alarm for the exact moment we were going to go live and watching it, getting texts from my friends saying, it's already sold out. It was amazing. I'm constantly putting myself in the mindset of someone who's supported me for a long time and want to be able to get it. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
So now is
minute number 5. They're very, very different time right now. It's a different culture. I think consumers are super, super wise. So, I want to...
And at a certain point you go, why do I keep reinforcing this idea? Be so, as I said in the podcast I was doing, laser focused on what your intention is. This is well before Suits. You have to think, no, I don't. And then when I say to someone like, I don't have time to meditate, they say, well, you should meditate twice as long. Jump right into things. I will always phone a friend. You have to. Otherwise, I think your judgment is skewed. Having great relationships when you're building certainly lots of different SKUs is key. And so a piece of advice I was given years ago as an auditioning actor, actually having a large team, being back on set, with Love Meghan was great because I realized how much I had missed my crew. I have to look again, what was my intention? I came back, started the account in January of this year. Been a minute. There was no stories. All of it's new. Surrounding it have ebbed and flowed because they say imitation is the best form of flattery. Oh my gosh, there was a company, they made jeans and they would help women.
Was it Good American? For yourself.
Yes. And I think what was so wild, maybe the surprise came in when anything that my children were wearing started to get monetized. And that's where it started. It started when we moved out here and building the foundation. But, as things expanded and certainly talking about what sort of content we want to put out. And it was my very first investment also. So I learned quite a bit there. On the flip side of that, you look at a company like MIDI, value that as well. You see that in the series, you see that in the podcast, and certainly in the brand. She and I did an episode of Deal Book together years ago. And I years ago, because I just had Lily. Oh, I'm using this opportunity to share, and I love that. Looking at the business plan, being able to pinpoint where these key moments are going to be. I can also very comfortably say, as this continues to grow to where I want it to scale, what's my next thing going to be? And that doesn't go anywhere. And I think a lot of that is what I'm excited about for the next phase. But the moment that can click and that you aren't, as I've said before, in the prove it game, I'd spent so many years since we came over here, really, even prior to that, investing in the success of other women and their companies. Gosh, there's so many people in business, male and female. We talked about Melody Hobson. I admire her so much. Her business acumen. I think there's probably too many to count.